And if we ask the stars what they mean, what would they say back to us? Welcome! You want to go on a card journey today? Give me some of your time, and I'll give you some of your story. Well, let's see what the cards say. Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome to Koi Place Tarot. My name is Koi, and I'm going to be your tarot card reader for today. What we're looking at in this round of reading is going to be your first and last for the month of December. First and last is a style of reading that I do with aces on the top, tens on the bottom. As one month ends and another one comes in, what are the transitioning energies, right? So starting with your aces on top, all representative of each element, water, earth, fire, and air. Cups, pentacles, wands, and swords respectively. You know, what's new in terms of opportunity, ventures, emotional fulfillments, or depending on the context, renewal. That could happen as well. And with the corresponding tens, the idea of endings, culminations, conclusions, or just wrapping things up, right? So as a preamble to the read, take what resonates, leave what does not, but don't always be so willing to reverse. At times, even when it gets difficult, understand that I, as your tarot card reader, I'm not here to misguide you. That's not really what I do at this table. I'm just trying to have a conversation that's valid based on what I see. So we talk about both rain and sunshine here. Everything is on the table. So follow along with me in your read today, Aquarius, first and last month of December. And yeah, let's see what the cards say. We're going to start over here with your Ace of Cups. Show us the cards that we need to see, please, for Aquarius. What about emotional fulfillment? What is happening right now with the Aquarian collective? Very simple. Let me straighten these out. So upon the Ace of Cups. Okay. Ten of Cups. I like that. Harmony and synchronicity. Also, you'll notice a straight line to the bottom. Feeling that something is going as it should, or that the people, the presences that you have in your life right now, this is pretty much not only what we wanted it to add up to be, but it's paying back us in emotional dividends. Now that's a contradiction. Five of Cups, half of that 10, what was once fulfillment, brokenness. How so? That is, I knew it. Oh, gosh. Lovers, card of Gemini. And so, that's a lot of emotional gymnastics you're doing right now, Aquarius, but let's talk about it. Because if you check back in, I think it was your one-to-one read for last month in November, it had a very specific message about connecting with a certain someone to kind of wrap things up. We are saying, under all of our emotional fulfillment and everything that we hold, we're fine, we're not fine. It has to do with a connection that we did or did not pursue. In other words, we're coaching ourselves around what it means to be okay. And the thing that I'm kind of taking issue with here right now is that the fact that we had to put so much mental energy into this should already tell you exactly where you stand, right? We are doing basically emotional Olympics with ourselves. One side saying, no, I have everything I already want and need. And I would say, again, if the last read, which was, again, a while back, it was the one-to-one of November. Check that out if you're interested. If that read very much applied to you, then this might be a continuation of that. And here's why. If we're saying that right now, we are harmonizing, that everything is just fine, why does the pain still exist? That Five of Cups, a deep sorrow and regret. We're saying that we're fine, that we have everything we already need, and it revolves around a lover's connection. If that is the case, then we're still insisting, again, going off of what I remember from that read, that everything was good. We're going to pretend that we don't know, because in that read, it had to do with a quote-unquote third party, right? That if I just ignore this, everything is going to be fine. I can go off and live my life. And in fact, right now, you're becoming even more emotionally vulnerable, more like, on the surface level, everything seems fine. On the inside, you're tearing apart, right? It still has to do with I'm coaching myself around my feelings instead of actually feeling them. Again, If the last one applied, this one definitely applies to you. But for the Aquarian Collective right now, from what I'm seeing is just even in this opening, we're trying to tell ourselves I'm okay rather than just being okay. And the reason we're telling ourselves that is because we're denying our feelings in a strong connection because we have something else already. We're saying everything is already fine over here. I'm good in Aquarius town. And simultaneously, I do nothing but feel and think for whatever that other situation was. Why that is the case, not entirely sure, but we're probably going to see it as we move forward. Again, not trying to come at you right now. Understand, I just read what's on the board. So let's go to the Ace of Pentacles. Show us the cards that we need to see, please, upon the Ace of Pentacles. What are the notion of new opportunity that's ahead? What are the cards that we need to see, please, upon the Ace of Pentacles for Aquarius in the read? Ooh, didn't hit. What is significant of the Ace of Pentacles in this read? What of new opportunity that is waiting? Okay, so something brand new. Again, the Ace of Pentacles coming out again doesn't really tell us much. Empress. Okay, I wonder what is defining the Empress here. There we go. Yep, sounded about right. The Devil, card of Capricorn. Stopping right there. How long do you think this is sustainable? Right? We're saying we have the new opportunity with everything that's in front of us. And part of us, and I'm just going off of what we said, what we had from the outset, right? Aquarius, Ace of Pentacles and Ace of Pentacles. There's a new opportunity. I'm just fine with it. It's all going to be okay. In fact, the best of me would always insist that. And so I'm going to try to live up to that mantra and not deal with this. Whatever this was, the ongoing situation that we refuse to touch, which is causing all that pain within, that Five of Cups having that Ten of Cups in their outset with the Ace of Cups, we're going to try to basically play house. That's the easiest way I can put it. We are seeing a new opportunity in front of us. We're saying this is what the best version of me would look like in a relational dynamic, and I'm just going to ignore all the other stuff that is causing me pain within. Because we refuse to deal with it, the more we try to silence it, the louder it gets, right? One of the principalities of the Devil, the card of Capricorn, is that it's one of the most brutally honest cards in the tarot deck, and that's why a lot of people don't like it. It's not going to mislead you necessarily. It's just going to tell you everything you don't like about yourself, right? Now, if we separate that idea, Ace of Pentacles and Empress, yeah, we're going to give our best. We're going to give our all to whatever situation because that is what the best version of us would want and do. However, that Devil coming out here means that we're just overlooking and being purposefully obtuse over a situation that's already causing us grief and pain. And until we deal with that, all the things only become more amplified. We have to play the role harder in order to justify its presence. Something's not adding up here. And I'm still going back to over here, how we had a Ten of Cups, notion of absolute harmony with my current station. The Five of Cups, okay, not everything is all that glitters isn't gold in paradise, right? And then the Lovers, there's somebody I'm still connected to that caused me emotional grief and pain. We're not acknowledging it. We're just saying, I have my life over here and I can outrun all this. It's not giving you, it's giving you the false impression of purpose because it sounds convenient rather than actually listening to what's going on within. And so that Devil still remains underneath your Ace of Pentacles because the more you try to live up to this higher elevation, what you think is the ideal you, the more this will start to come out. And it's only going to get louder and louder until we actually acknowledge its presence. Okay, next, upon the Ace of Wands, show the cards that we need to see, please, for Aquarius in the first and last read. Ooh, ooh, yeah, I'll take that. That is humongous. Oh, wow. I will put the major arcana on the bottom and everything else on the top. Yeah. So what is our spirit ignited around? 6 separate cards, and I refuse to believe that that was just bad shuffling, because I get cards like that, but having all these, specifically the story that's being laid out here, yeah. Ace of Wands with 6 of Cups connection, Soulbot, oh no, not 6 of Cups, well, 3 of Cups, my apologies. We desire reunion. Yeah, words and numbers, yeah, because you have the 6 of Cups right here, and that's what I was going to bring out next. 3 of Cups. What is our spirit ignited around? Reunion. And this is why I'm saying this is probably a third party kind of situation. Again, it's very much drawing on that read from the one-to-one read from last month, but you still desire some type of reunion, if not reconciliation, with another party. And I'm assuming it's the Lovers that has you in pain, which also speaks to the devil of what you will not let, what you will not be in communion with or actively vocalize any type of communication when it doesn't change what you want inside. Then we go to the 6 of Cups. And this is why I'm saying this is another connection. Regardless of the situation that you're in, you could be in a relationship right now. It still doesn't change the fact of what's coming out right now. Because the fire that ignites your spirit, you still desire reunion with the party that you're doing everything to ignore. That Lovers, that pain, that everything that was over here. And then that devil, no, everything's fine. I can go and do whatever I want to. If I'm in a relationship right now, then I'm just going to pretend like I don't know math because I like what I have over here. And it only gets louder because all I want to do is try to reach some conclusion with that party that I claim I want nothing to do with. We're doing mental gymnastics again, but now our energy is solely aimed towards that person. 10 of Swords, it's having the truth of a painful conclusion, if not an ending about it. And I'm saying that because the Ace of Swords, we know what we're doing internally. We know everything that's going on. And so I'm probably going to place this Major Arcana because it was the last one to pop out, but explains everything else. Aquarius, we know what's going on internally. It was spelled out very abundantly clear in your new opportunity and new emotional fulfillment. It all has to do with that person that you're absolutely ignoring right now. And we, at least when we say it out loud, we can start to address it as a problem. We are establishing that it's a problem. You still desire a reunion with somebody who you actively ignored. That has not changed. The 10 of Swords over here, painful, almost painfully blunt and obvious toward that Ace of Swords. No, I know what's going on here. I know that my time, my energy, my mind, my everything is now being consumed by the very person I did everything to ignore. We need to talk about that in order to move from point A to point B. So, judgment, divine timing and wisdom, maybe even intervention. What will happen now with this connection? Because I get this odd feeling, again, I'm trying to remember everything about that read, because I think it's very useful just given the context of what's going on here. In the last read, your one-to-one Aquarius, you were in a prime position of opportunity to have the reunion with said person, at least from what I remember, right? And it was like, okay, what will we do with it? Will we actually do what we're supposed to from the emotional standpoint, from the engagement standpoint? Will we even speak to this person? Because there was no better time like that. And then we, at least from what I can see on the board, it got presented to you in some way and you actively ignored it. Now the Moon, the card of Pisces, trying to trust in the unknown, what we don't know, or what we claim misunderstanding about. And here lies 6 of Wands of victory. Recognition, or at the very least, a form of solvency around everything that we're trying to do. So if we know that we've been purposely ignoring this person, but not emotionally at all, in fact, we're still very much aimed towards this person. If we know that we tried to shut this down as much as possible, and we took an opportunity to reunite with this person and actively try to cut it apart and cut it into pieces, then it's very strange that we have Judgment, the Moon, and the 6 of Wands, because you're still asking the universe for a Hail Mary to reunite with them, even though you had the chance to and you actively, curb stomped it. That's the nicest way I could put it, Aquarius. We took the opportunity and we said no and started stomping it into the ground. I don't know what happened between you and this person, if that opportunity was very much presented to you, because it looks like it was, but we chose the path of, no, I'm going to actively ignore it. beyond ignoring it, I'm going to pretend that it doesn't exist. And the more I pretend it doesn't exist, I'm smiling on the outside and crying on the inside. Until we start to deal with this is going to be a repeated pattern. And it's only going to get more difficult to deal with. To the Ace of Swords. So the cards that we need to see, please. By truth and extension challenge, what do we see on the board for Aquarius? Their home element of air. What of our star representative? So those cards that we need to see, please, for Aquarius in this reading. To the Ace of Swords. Two of Wands. Okay, well, here I read that as we got to be more clear and direct of our intentionality, but also we got to start lying to ourselves about what we actually think and feel. Why? Seven of Pentacles, accepting the process is what it is, but also our position with enacting it. And why so? Queen of Swords. Cold, blunt, and honest. We know what's going on here. We know that with this entire connection that we established, we don't want it, we could do without it. We purposely sabotage an opportunity to make amends. We shut it down, and now we look back and hate the fact that we ignored it. All the facts are leaning on the board. I'm just looking at and calling a spade Aquarius. What we're seeing right now is that, again, starting from right to left, I think that's how the camera works. We're saying that we're fine, that everything was working out, that I'm totally happy, it's all good in Aquarius town over here. Then the Five of Cups touching that Lovers. No, we're not fine. We're trying to find emotional fulfillment in a void of an absence. And it has to do with a strong connection that we are out of communication with. Next part, new opportunity ahead. We're saying, no, I can make the best of whatever is going on in front of me. And I'm assuming, again, just drawing back to that one-to-one that was had for your sign in the last one-to-one collective. Again, check that out if this very much applies to you. No, I'm going to be the best in what I already got. If I'm single, I'm single. If I'm already in a relationship, well, guess what? I'll be the best version. We will play house to the end of time if that's necessary. And that's why the devil's coming out. We're not dealing with whatever we were originally challenged to deal with. And then all of these cards coming out where our energy is pointing towards the thing that ignites our spirit. We are actively desiring a reunion that we could have had, that we actively sabotaged. So we're throwing another Hail Mary out to the universe saying we want to see this person again. And our behaviors are contradictory to that because we never did any follow through. What are we doing with the lessons that we claim that we learned? Because underneath it all, Three of Pentacles, a workable dynamic between you and this party. Is it even possible at this point? Right? Are we friends? Well, based off this activity, would you be friends with this person if they did this to you? This is something we have to look at and be honest with ourselves. And I'm not trying to blame you at all, Aquarius. You have your reasons. Everybody has their reasons. But if we had to look at how this is displayed and then under your notion of truth, you're trying to accept the process as it is, then that also means you have to accept what you did in order to analyze the process from a complete perspective. If you're saying that this opportunity was perfectly presented, it fell right into my lap, and I actively ignored it, then we can't ask the universe to constantly bring this back or have this as an option for us. Where are we going with this? What is our intentionality? Because we want something, then we pretend it doesn't exist, then it eats at us louder. So, okay, I know I kind of messed it up over here. Maybe the opportunity will come around again. Maybe we could make something new again. And these are now contradicting energies. What we're doing is having an internal fight while smiling on the outside, pretending that everything's good. What is going on here? We have to acknowledge the part that we played in order to understand, okay, why would this person think that this is workable if I am displaying absolutely unworkable dynamics? Queen of Swords, Seven of Pentacles, and Two of Wands. My intentionalities, my actions have displayed to this person that, yeah, please don't talk to me again. Which is completely contradictory to what you're feeling on the inside, which is, no, absolutely talk to me again. Please, I am waiting. Three of Pentacles, is this even workable at this point? So, breathe it out. Let it go. It just is what it is right now. Let's look at the tens, the lessons hopefully learned, culminations, endings, and conclusions. Looking now to your tens, Aquarius. Show the cards that we need to see, please. Upon the Ten of Cups, what of harmony and synchronicity, truly of our place now. Not just the idea of performative emotional fulfillment, but actual noticing of our place, when and where we stand. Show the cards that we need to see, please. Upon that. Yeah. Where we harmonize with right now, Eight of Cups, we walked away. And we had to sit in the honest and blunt truth of what that was. That's why I'm saying, again, earlier, I knew I was seeing something over here. You had the opportunity right in your hand and you chose to walk away, dismiss, or deny. It's like, I blocked you. If you use social media or you two have each other's number, you did something to actively sabotage it in the notion that, hey, my life is better off without you. Let me show you how. Next, King of Wands. You felt that this was the right decision at the time. Okay, then why are we having the regret? And lastly, Two of Cups. Emotional intimacy had between you and another person. You tried to shut it down and it got silent on the outside and louder on the inside. There's no other way I can really put it. Yes, we thought from an ideological standpoint, our head over our heart here, we said, no, having you is too much of a hassle. I don't want to reconnect with you. This is just going to cause more drama. And simultaneously, now that you shut this down, it's like your heart is screaming out for this person. And you're doing everything in your power to just try to hold on at this point. We have to sit with the uncomfortable things in order to make anything better. Next to the Ten of Pentacles, with the foundation of the Tree of Life, all events are meant to happen, and all things now transpiring. What's located in our roots? Show us the cards that we need to see, please, for Aquarius. Define that Ten of Pentacles for them in their read. Yeah, Seven of Swords. Where I'm at right now with my lived experience, the moment of clarity that you're having is that whenever I walk back to say that, trying to justify my space away from this connection, I at best dislike it, at worst completely hate it. But I did it. I've made this choice, and now we have to live with the reality of that circumstance. Our behavior did not align with what our intentionality was. Next, the Sun. What is the hope of happiness here? Define that. Ace of Cups. Hoping that maybe the light everlasting of goodness, wellness, and happiness will still come to us in spite of everything that transpired. You're saying you still want this Ace of Cups, this notion of emotional fulfillment that still, and I'm going to tie that Ace of Cups back over here, it still relies on that person that we actively ignored. How can we find happiness thereafter, not only with what we did, but your current stance with them? It's hard. It's hard. And I think you had your reasons of rejection. For example, if I'm talking to Aquarius who was already in a relationship and thought that, hey, this is the best course of action, I see why you took the actions that you did, we're still here. We're still back at square one, right? Emotional fulfillment will only come when it comes with honesty as well, right? And I don't think that, especially as you see in a lot of the cards and story that gets laid out here, right, Aquarius, there's emotional engagement, intellectual engagement, and the crossover in between those two oftentimes is where truth is had. So what is our happiness now? Will we still acknowledge this person? Well, question mark. But if we ain't acknowledging them, we're acknowledging the void. What is happiness now? And you're left to sit with that after all the performative actions that led to where you stand, particularly when you're in this party, not you and whoever or whatever you walk back to. Next, Ten of Wands. Show us cards that we need to see, please. What is the burden that is now carried? And what's its lesson or intention to be learned? What are the cards we need to see, please, for Aquarius in their read? Define the Ten of Wands. Nine of Wands. And normally that's more of a positivistic card because it represents, the freedom of the spirit, the ability to take action, find desire, find intention, find meaning in the ways that we want to engage. Here, because of the context Aquarius, I'm actually going to take it in a different direction. We recognize the totality of the aftermath of the things that we did, right? We have to sit with that as a burden now because we have the freedom of choice to do something completely different. It was all in our hands, and this is the path that we chose. Next, High Priestess. Emotional intuition, knowing at a core level beyond, what we can try to outthink or outrun. We have to sit with our burden. Part of you, and that's probably why you still feel emotionally stuck with this right now, is because part of you knows the answer is actually sitting in it, not running away from it. Page of Pentacles, we're going to give it a shot. Okay. So good. I like that. I like that because we're taking all of the struggle we're having right now and saying, I'll pick it apart one piece at a time. I'm looking at Aquarius who's ready to sit with the uncomfortable. That's good. You have to try. Give it a shot. Give it whatever you got and understand you will have better conclusions once you sit with tough problems. Ten of Swords. In the home element of air, what sharp conclusions are being made or realizations being had? Even if coupled with ending. Show us the cards that we need to see, please, for Aquarius in this read. Define the Ten of Swords. Okay. Nine of Pentacles. Okay. Making a long-term investment, but also what actions do we have to take to sit with what is there? What couples that? Eight of Swords. There we go. Eight of Swords, as you can see, depicted by a person trapped in an open air cage of swords. Can they climb out? Yes. May it hurt on the way out? Also, yes. It means that the conclusions that we're choosing not to look at, sometimes even the most obvious ones, yield the most amount of answers. What we're left to do with is work with the reality of what we made. The painful conclusion is that we were never powerless about this at all. And the fact that we wish for this person, this connection to come back, when the moment that we had the chance, we either shut it down or completely blew them off. And now we're asking the universe again, please bring them back. Maybe we could change it this time. We have to sit with the uncomfortable reality that it may or may not even happen at this point. But beyond that, Aquarius, why did I do that? That is the bigger question, not the if you did it. The if you did, we already established. That's why we're on this path right now. The question is why. And lastly, Justice. Well, that's a toughie. Justice, the card of Libra. Accepting all process and agreements of contracts and scales. But here, it's almost, I don't just want this, entire read to turn into a tale of self-martyrdom for you, because it's not. It should never be that. You had your reasons and we did what we did, right? I'm never going to take that out on you. Trust me as your reader. That's not the intention here. But to sit there with Justice, having that underneath your Ten of Swords, along with that Ace of Swords, you're accepting the process of, well, eventually this is going to have some type of backlash. So hit me with it, right? It's almost like you're expecting retribution, if not from this person, then from this entire situation. If that's how we're going to approach it, then I'm going to respect your decision, Aquarius. Also understand, to look at justice as only a scale, a methodology of pain, rather than something that is meant to balance out and equate to bring things together, means that we're only looking at scales in the amount that we could push it around. Does that make sense? Right? We're only looking at scales in the capacity that, okay, it might have a detrimental effect upon us, but that's not what the scales are meant for. They're meant to balance out circumstances for the best, most fair and equitable outcome that can be had between either parties or situations. Here, you're seeing, okay, the aftermath of this, I thought I was going back to something that I wanted. Hey, I don't really want this anymore. But more than that, emotionally, all I do is think about the very person I rejected. So maybe this is punishment, when in reality, the scales are trying to tell you, no, it hurts even more now because you had the opportunity and you blew it, right? Follow that emotionality, because that emotionality is the truth. Underneath it all, Nine of Wands. The efforts that we put in over time, what do they amount to? You tell me. Right now, across the board, I'm seeing a lot of, I don't want to say simply self-inflicted injury because that's not what's going on here. It's more of we're only seeing the negative sides of where we are right now. Instead of trying to get the grandiose scheme of the lesson here, we're only looking at, okay, I rejected this person even though I could have talked with them. I went back to whatever situation I was in, whether that be solo or a prior relationship I was already in, because there's definitely there's a party of rejection and something you saw as more value here. That's why I'm having either that conclusion. I either went back solo without this person, or I went back to a relationship and didn't acknowledge this person. Either way, it's coming out in some way, shape, or form here. And knowing that, oh, I see a new opportunity ahead of me, and still sitting with that devil on my shoulder, still sitting with the things I'm uncomfortable with, the things that the justice is trying to point you towards right now is not meant to be punishment. Your feelings for whoever this third party or this person that you rejected for was, is trying to tell you where you need to go. It's not meant to be punishment, but you're interpreting it as punishment because, again, you actively went through the efforts of rejecting what the universe tried to bring directly to you. It just is where it is right now. Yeah, let's sit right there with that. Going now to the major arcana strewn across the table. Those are cards that we need to see, please, for Aquarius in this read. And now look towards the Lovers, the card of Gemini. What about a strong, lifelong bond? And particularly one that we committed acts of rejection towards. Show the cards that we need to see, please, for Aquarius in this read. First and last. Starting with the Lovers, we see Judgment. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Judgment, the second highest arcana. It came out earlier underneath where your emotionality was pointing towards, underneath that Ace of Wands, right? To have that Judgment underneath the Lovers, and again, all that Five of Cups here, that's what I'm saying. It was almost like divine intervention. You two had, everything was lined up, boom, boom, boom. And it was just one message or one call or something away. And we said, no. Press the red button, did whatever we could to reject it. So what is the lesson, therefore, that you rejected something that the universe not only convened for you, but something that you asked for, right? That's what you have to sit with right now. To the Empress, Six of Pentacles, a long-term investment. And the thing is, if that devil wasn't sitting there, I would be like, yes, absolutely do it, Aquarius, go for it. But that Six of Pentacles coupled with the Empress next to the devil, all kind of earth energy here underneath your Ace of Pentacles. We're saying we have to invest in a new, different modality rather than focusing on this. So it's, you know how like people use work to keep themselves busy or emotionally distracted? Here, you're using another situation to keep you distracted from this. Now, we can do that if you were in a relationship already. You can, quote unquote, play house with that person. It's not stopping you from thinking of the exact person you rejected. To the Devil, the card of Capricorn. Four of Cups. Growing resentment, a long-term disappointment. Yeah, because no matter how much we say we had to become a better version of us within, it's not adding up emotionally because we're not sitting with the truth of it all. The reason why we're trying to elevate in one direction, even a direction that we don't want to be in, is because we still keep on thinking of this person that we actively rejected that the universe brought back to us. Okay. Next to Judgment again. The Hangman. Well, somebody's so favored. In regards to this situation or any possibility with this person, what I'm seeing as your reader of Aquarius is that the universe is now hearing you again, hearing your emotional cries, hearing everything that you want. Can you bring this person back to me? Maybe we could give it a third try, even though we ruined the second. That's pretty obvious. And the universe says, heard you, putting you on standby. Please hold. Right? It's not that it's totally against the idea of it, but understand the Hangman is meant to be something of active observation. Now, Judgment is that which we can never control, and therefore what is being convened for us. Having that Hangman underneath Judgment is saying, well, I brought it to you once, and look what you did with it. I hear what you're asking me. I hear everything that you are emotionally pain and stricken by. But until you learn the lesson, this is going to be on a complete and absolute hold. Until we can acknowledge, until we can move forward, until we can do better, this is where it is. And so the moon, the card of Pisces, that which we don't understand or still need to unveil, the Fool, a new beginning. That's why I'm saying this person was right in front of you and you actively sabotaged it. There was a choice made that, okay, I don't know if we took it for granted that this would always be there, but the moon is trying to say, yeah, this was absolutely possible. And until we acknowledge that, because why I'm saying that, Aquarius, is because if we acknowledge that it was totally possible, we also mutually have to acknowledge the ways that we pushed it away, right? If we say it's totally impossible, that it's something out of my reach, then I wouldn't see all these decisions around a reunion, do we or do we not, right? That's what essentially happened over here. Instead, the things that we're claiming we don't understand, in fact, we very much do. And the moment we take accountability and responsibility for that is the moment that things change internally and emotionally. Next to the Sun, 10 of Cups, where we're meant to harmonize with. Not the 7 of Swords, not our displayed behavior, but what would actually make us happy with this entire circumstance. And there was High Priestess, to internal knowing, Justice. We're looking now towards the scales. And again, we already talked about what that meant earlier, Aquarius. So yeah, if we're expecting emotional retribution or punishment, my question for you from reader to onlooker is that why is this the conclusion rather than wanting to make amends, right? We're looking for approval in everything but the very person that we say that we want to talk to. Where's the blockade? Next to Justice, Queen of Cups. The most loving, most endearing version of you wants to give that energy towards the very person that you rejected. Here we are. And so that's why you want punishment from the scales or whatever the process is, quote unquote, supposed to be, because punishment is easier than still feeling that you're in love with them. I can only say what I see on the board. The reason why you're looking so much towards Justice, does this person still have feelings for me? Will the universe bring you back around? We're asking everything but of ourselves to look at the ways that we push them away. Because if we have to do that, then we would have to move out the martyrdom mode of the scales and rather see, no, I'm being emotionally weighed down by this because that's where I want to be. I'm being emotionally weighed down by this because I want to talk to this person. And I'm being emotionally weighed down by this because I know I want back to a situation I do not wish to be with. Whatever that means for you, solo or not, in a relationship or not, it still spells out the same conclusion. Your emotional weight with whoever this party is that you rejected is actually telling you exactly where you want to be. It just is where it is right now. Lastly, resolution. Reveal cards of resolution upon this read. First and last for Aquarius. I know it's deep, but again, rain and sunshine. I always say that before we start. Show us cards of resolution for Aquarius in this read today, please. So in resolution, we hold Page of Pentacles. Okay, I can respect that. Out of all the pages, this is the one that actually has a tangible effort, right? I always give the metaphor of, well, it's not, a LLC or a big corporation, but it is a lemonade stand, right? Now, do we want to balance big concepts upon it, like telling kids to do taxes on a lemonade stand? No. But it is a valid effort. It is toe dipping. At least you're going to try. And so that Page of Pentacles in your resolution, I got to start looking at this more seriously. It's the first step to A, addressing the problem, but B, showing a tangible effort towards it. And it's going to hurt, but you're doing the right thing. I respect you for that, Aquarius. Next, Ace of Swords. And coupling that with that Page of Pentacles, because your Ace of Swords came already under here with the issue of rejection, right? The Ace of Swords over here. No, I'm going to be truthful with me now. It's going to be a hard and painful conversation, but I can't keep feeling like this. I can't keep constantly going back to whatever situation that I can claim that, oh, I'm content, I'm happy with, and constantly thinking about this person because that's disingenuous to whatever I'm going through right now. The answer is located in the same person I rejected. Now, what do I do when I sit with that honestly? Underneath it all, Seven of Wands, guarded, defensive, but more so, the things that need to be peeled down, piece by piece. Whew. Yeah, that's a toughie. What do we see for you in your read today, Aquarius? While on the outside, we are pretending everything is fine, on the inside, we're emotionally breaking apart. Our emotional breaking apart does not come from what we quote unquote return to, whether that be solo, solo status, nights out with the friends, or going back to a relationship we said we previously wanted to be in, but rather a person who we desperately wanted in our lives that we actively rejected. We had to sit with the reality right now that I wanted this person so bad. In fact, the universe probably presented that opportunity to me in some way, shape, or form, and I took it and I completely rejected it. Now, emotionally, even though I don't say it out loud, I'm kind of hoping that I get another chance to do this with this person. I had to sit with the reality of everything that transpired, particularly the actions that I took. Now, even if we're saying that it's harmony would come if I felt emotionally better. But the only thing that's going to make me emotionally better is not what I came back to. It is basically the acknowledgement that I took this and I threw it away. I have my own reasons for why I did it, but I did it. And so, what does true harmony look like? It looks like us addressing the contradiction in our behavior and our feeling versus what we portray on the outside. We know that we had to deal with the scales. We know we had to deal with everything that transpired and all of our contradicting emotions. Because the only thing that's going to make us feel better right now is acknowledging basically what we did, but more than that, trying to look at it straight on rather than ducking, dodging, and avoiding everything. We have to sit with the uncomfortable right now because that's the only thing that's going to set us free. Yeah, please understand, Aquarius. I know this was hard. I know this is very difficult. I'm not a person to try and sign bash or do any of that saying this sign is inherently bad for X, Y, and Z. Everybody has their reasons. I would see patterns like this amongst, I think at this point, because of all the videos, at least once in every collective, right? But the reason that all of this exists, trust the goodness of the scales. Let me flip that for you. Trust the goodness of the scales, that all your emotionality is still pointing to this person because that's what you actually want. Not running away from it, but having equity and balance so you can meet them on better terms. That's what I got in your read today, Aquarius. I hope this conversation helped. And yeah, it's going to be tough. It is very much going to be tough because right now we're in a state of emotional denial around it rather than trying to trust the universe and saying, okay, if I did this, if so, then what? Because once we get to that point, we may, in fact, see things come off of the hangman. Maybe even it might come around again. Who knows? But it'll be better than just sitting in pain. That's what I got in your read today. Hope I helped out. Take care, okay? See ya.